Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here. Welcome to another season with the Newcastle United career mode. It is time for the third season, and boy howdy too, I cannot wait to show you the team that we have assembled, or how the team's looking. Obviously not a super amount of changes to the starting 11, except for Yannick Carrasco, who we signed on a pre-contract. Of course, like I said, this is the impossible career mode, so I'm limiting myself. I'm making it super hard for me in game. I'm playing on legendary with the slider settings all the way up against me and in favor of the CPU, and I'm only limiting myself to one pre-contract signing. I made use of that one pre-contract signing, getting Yannick Carrasco, and he is 88 rated when he's joined us at the beginning of this season. Oh my goodness, he is by far the best player that we have in the team. I mean, before we had Strakosha at 85, but Jesus, 88 rated. I swear I might even throw him up forward as a striker from time to time if he's that highly rated. But aside from the addition of Yannick Carrasco, that is really the only change to the starting 11, which has remained pretty much unchanged from last season. I'm going to stick with the same formation for now. I for a while now I've wanted to change it, but it seems to be doing well for me. So as soon as I feel like I'm really struggling with it, if at any point that happens, I will change things up. But again, a quick look at the substitutes. No major changes, but Patrick Wilson, one of my youth academy players, is going to get the gig on the bench full time instead of Matt Sells. I'm probably going to look to sell him on, if you know what I mean. Mbemba, my really only decent backup centre back, I might have to probably pick up another one pretty soon, is there. Dummett, he might even get swapped out pretty soon. I might bring in another left back, honestly. We've got Alwa there. We've got Zambo Anguissa, who's replaced Marino, who's just not going anywhere. And Zambo Anguissa is really growing pretty well. Davies now becomes a bench player, but that's fine because he can still either play on the left or the right-hand side. 4-star weak foot. Loving that. Oberlin is my backup striker. And of course, if you look at my reserves, I have so many players. I honestly have too many players. I think I have a full list. I honestly need to start letting certain players go. And there are a lot of older players I might be looking to sell on, and a few players I'll loan away. But you can see it's loaded with youth academy players that are, you know, really good potential. So you're going to see them soar in the next season or two. We immediately get things underway with a transfer offer for Matt Sells from Huddersfield, and that's terrific stuff. I'm trying to let go of some of the older players that maybe aren't getting a lot of starting 11 action, and honestly, I am happy to just accept 8.1 million straight away, not even bother trying to go for more, because it's really about freeing up spaces to promote youth academy players at this point. Because again, if you want to go through all the youth academy players as we're doing right now, some players with stellar overalls and some incredible potentials as well. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to go ahead and promote one player right here, or as soon as there's a space free, I'll do it. Gabriel Monnier, only because I'm promoting a player every time they turn 18 or if they ask to be promoted. But this is what we're doing for the beginning of this episode, just advancing through, simulating through the entire friendly tournament that we've got coming up as well, getting a little bit of cash in, and then hopefully we'll be spending some of that money on some decent signings straight away. Well, let's begin it then with the first friendly game of the tournament. Skipping ahead, immediately coming out with the L, which is not great, but I did play my rotation team, pretty much just trying to avoid injuries. If we don't get out the group, we don't get out. If we don't get out the group, we don't get out the group. It's missed cash, but we've still got plenty to work with. And these, by the way, are my training drills too. I've got Oberlin and Under getting drills. Going to hopefully take them up to a decent rating. And then Smith, Wilson, and Orlana, whatever. 3 youth academy players, or some of them promoted, like Wilson, for example. Smith and Orlana as well as promoted too. I'm going to give them drills for the next month or two, maybe. I might make changes to them if I see fit later on. One thing I may as well do is show off my shortlist. Again, there's a mix of players in here, a whole bunch of different positions and different ratings and overall. And some of these guys are, to be honest, players that I had shortlisted because I could have picked them up on a free last season. But I've kept a couple of them around because they still intrigue me a bit. I'm definitely not looking to sign every one of these boys for sure, but definitely a couple of them that maybe will pique my interest. The players that I'm probably going to sign straight up, and I'm not going to do it just yet because I need to get the information on him, but Benjamin Mendy or Ferland Mendy. I think one of those two players, one of those left backs, I'm going to pick up because I would like to get in another quality left back and maybe even another starting 11 left back to replace Manquillo. Even though Manquillo has done fine for me, I'd like to have him coming off the bench because he's another player that can play both left back and right back. So yeah, I don't mind picking up either one of the Mendys. I'll take whoever one's available. They're both 24. Obviously, Benjamin Mendy would be a little higher rated, but I'm just, when I get the information, going to go for the both of them. Whoever ends up being the better buy, or in terms of price and all that stuff, then they're the ones that I'll go for. As Matt Sells does go to Huddersfield and decides to pick the number 41. That's a very interesting number choice. Another game with the rotated side. The last one didn't end too well for me. How about this time? Again, not going well at all. It could have been worse as well because they missed a penalty toward the end, but come on, boys, we've got to get our shit together. This reserve youth academy team is not exactly delivering for me, and with one game left, as a matter of fact, it's already over. We failed to qualify. It looks like Swansea have gone in for an offer for Mendy. It looks like Swansea have put in an offer for Mendy already as well, 19.1 million. So I guess I've got to go with $19,100,001 then. That's the offer. Arsene Wenger was a genius negotiator. I'm taking a leaf out of his book. Let's go. I think I said a leaf out of his book when I meant a page out of his book, whatever. Let's say, do they accept it? You better believe it. Come on. That $1 extra is going to go a long way. I know that $1 extra is going to go a long way for them. Let's just delegate the contract talks and yeah, sure, like 50, 40, 50 grand. Don't go higher than that, but whatever. Let's see. Hopefully they get us a good deal. Don't get me wrong, I'd still like to go for Benjamin Mendy if I can, but if I end up getting Ferland Mendy, it's not too big a deal. And let's just get this game out of the way. We've lost to Villarreal, we've lost to Valencia. The game's over. We're not going to make it out of the group stage. It's the first time in a very long time I've failed to get out the group stage of an international friendly tournament. And we go the whole thing without getting a point. It's a good thing this isn't my starting 11, because if it was, I'd be really nervous. This is just the reserve team. Just wait until we're unleashing the big guns like Yannick Carrasco. Then the opposition's going to be in some trouble. Oh, fucking shit. Okay. Well, because I, for some reason, wanted to try to get his wage down a couple of K, I have now sort of fucked up the negotiations because they weren't willing to accept an offer below 50 grand. What do you mean? I lowered it a little bit. I said you can offer him something as high as 100,000, but they weren't willing to offer him something lower than 50. I'm so confused. How could that not work out? Well then, I guess I'll just have to try again in another week. All right, awesome, sweet. You know what? I'm kind of a little annoyed by that. I'm just going to go for Benjamin Mendy anyway. I will very soon have all the information on Benjamin Mendy, but for now, Matt Ritchie, a transfer offer from Leicester. He is now nearly 30 years of age, and I could look to move him on. And if I'm going to get 8 million for him, or 8.7 million when he's worth a little over 8, I will accept that, you know. It's going to be very hard for Ritchie to get a game now that Carrasco's in as well, because that means Ritchie loses his spot on the bench to Davies. So it's not going to work out for him. It's time for him to move on. He has kicked out his last corner flag at St. James's Park in respect. Oh, great. And take a look at this. Another club's come in for one of the left backs I'm going for. Benjamin Mendy, 33.9 million from West Ham. So do we bump it up? And I'm not going to do the $1 thing again. Do we put in a $34 million offer? I don't know. In the end, I guess it depends on how much better he is compared to Ferland Mendy. Matt Ritchie too, by the way, has gone as well. So we are raising a fair bit of cash. If we go for someone a little more expensive, I don't mind it. Even though I don't know the overall, I'm assuming it's going to be about 82, 83. And that's probably like the bare minimum, 82, I would imagine, for him to be 26.5 million and for Mendy to be 15 million. So if that's the case, I'm happy to pay 34 million. Yes, it's going to be about 10 or so million more than for Ferland Mendy, but I'd rather go for the quality in this situation, especially when we've got the cash. So I'm going to go for Benjamin Mendy. We'll put in that $34 million offer. We'll bring him to Newcastle, hopefully with no fuck-ups in the contract talks. West Ham offered 33. I am willing to offer you 34. What do you say about that then? Pep Guardiola, it's all right, sweet. So we have to pay a little more than that. 48.5. 42.5. Again, I don't want to pay bloody nearly 50 million for Mendy. Honestly, I don't know how much they paid for him in real life, but we're getting about that point. He's not budging on the 48.5 million here. And look, like, that would be nearly all of our transfer budget gone on one left back. You know, I do want to make other signings here, so I might tell Pep Guardiola to get fucked. I might be honest. Sorry, Pep. Couldn't work out. Unfortunately, it's not good enough. There just are other signings I would like to make. So I guess we're just going to have to go for Ferland Mendy. And who knows? Maybe I might even train him up as well, just to get him up to about the same rating as Benjamin Mendy anyway. Oh, wait. Hang on a minute. Oh, fuck. He's gone to Swansea. Oh, God. How has this turned into such a fucking nightmare scenario for me? Oh, fucking great. So I guess I do have to pay 50-something fucking million for Benjamin. Oh, God. In a week, I'm going to try again. Maybe I'll even try trading a player if that helps. I thought it'd be so straightforward. I thought West Ham offered 33.9. We would just offer 34. Bang. Worked with Ferland, Mendy. Why couldn't it work with Pep? Because Pep had to be a prick. If anything, this just sort of helps me come to terms with paying such a high amount for Benjamin Mendy. We have now made it to the 1st of August, which means, again, another batch of Youth Scout reports as well. Are we going to hopefully find another superstar? Because the last couple of months have been a bit slow. Hasn't been an awful lot that's come through, and it appears to be the same. Again, really, really disappointing. At least in Nigeria, anyway. How about in Brazil? Brazil's not great either. Diogo Neves, not great rating. We've got... yeah, Menezes as well, another one. Just, man, it's just, it's average. It's just very lackluster right now. Very mediocre. Where's the standout? Where's the superstar? They're nowhere to be seen. My scouts have just completely bombed for the last couple of months now. Okay, look, let's try this again. I'm signing Benjamin Mendy. I don't care how much it fucking costs. I probably could have gotten the other Mendy, trained him up, got him to an 82, and it would have been a hell of a lot cheaper. But that's in foresight, all right? I wouldn't have known that it would have ended up like this. So let's just get it done. I might look to save a little bit of cash by swapping a player. And I think one of the players I might look to let go would maybe be, say, not Owa, but like a Mikel Merino, for example. I know he's 23 and he could still grow, but I mean, I have got so many other midfielders in his way. Actually, maybe like an Isaac Hayden, for example. We'll start off with him first. They want another left back. So we're swapping a left back for a left back. Why are we bothering? Dummett's not a player we're interested in. Oh, God. You know what? We're just going to have to pay the cash. It's going to be like 45 million, but... oh, God. Let's just do this. Let's start it off with 30 million and go from there. Pep wants 44 million. All right, so we're going to get him a little cheaper regardless. Let's bring that down to, because I don't want to waste too much time here, let's bring that down to 40, maybe? 41.2. Oh, do I even bother? I'm just going to accept this. All right, 41.2. We have sold Atsu, Richie. I've genuinely forgotten someone else as well. We've brought in a fair bit of cash. And even after we pay this, we're left with 30 million and 200 grand worth of wage. And still more players that we can sell on. I'm just going to take this. You know what? It's fine. We had to pay a fair bit for him in the end, but it is done. We'll just delegate the contract talks to my assistant. Bang, get it done. Hopefully we'll sign him up in the next few days. Oh my God, they've come to an impasse again. What in the fuck is going on? I can't even delegate a contract negotiation anymore. I've got to do everything myself. 130 grand. They're not willing to accept an offer below 130 grand. Yeah, that's why I said sign him for at least, or start with that, and then offer more if they don't accept it. It's so fucking dumb. Don't tell me that means he's moved to, oh my God, he's moved to West Ham. I am never, ever delegating a contract talk to my stupid motherfucker of an assistant manager ever again. How has this never been a problem for me only right now, only until now? This has never happened. I've never had a contract impasse happen to me before when I've delegated it to my assistant manager. Now it's happened to me twice, and it's fucked me over in just a matter of weeks, twice for a new left back. I wanted Benjamin Mendy, couldn't get him. Wanted Ferland Mendy, couldn't get him, because my assistant manager is a fucking moron. Just, what a sensationally stupid and fucking annoying waste of my time and everyone's time, honestly. What the hell? And now I just can't loan away any of my players either, because every single time I try to loan a player away or sell one of my younger players, they they never ever, like contract talks. Who is in charge of getting the contracts done in FIFA 18 career mode? Because they're a fucking retard. I can't get any players and any deals done. Career mode is just shit at times, isn't it? Alright, can we just say it? It's fucking stupid at times. And this doesn't happen all too often, I'll be honest, in my career modes, but a release clause has been paid for Isaac Hayden, 8.8 million. That's a little over, and maybe even more than a little over what he's actually worth. To be honest, I'm not really going to do anything about that, you know, because Isaac Hayden, another player, I didn't play him at all last season, and he's gotten to like 24, 25 years of age. I'll probably just let him go. That's another 8.8 mil in the bank. I'll take it. Another space freed up in the senior team that I can use to promote a youth academy player. Hell yeah, I'll take it for sure. Wilson's now up to a 74. Man, he's flying. And then Under up to an 81. But we have gotten a bunch of deals done already. And look at all the players I've still got transfer listed, like Woodman, Fernandez, Gale, Gillespie as well, and Gibson. And then a few players, or a few, look at all these players I've got loan listed as well. All guys from the youth academy, and even some of my higher rate or higher potential players that are still a little young, like for example Armstrong and Tooney, that I would like to get away as well. I'm hoping to get as many of these players away as possible. And we've still got a little bit of time until the first game of the Premier League season. When we do get there, I'm leaving this episode here. This is obviously the first episode of every single season I just use and dedicate to getting transfers done. And by done, I mean fucked up by my assistant manager. And my chief executive as well, always delivering me awful news, like the Freddie Woodman transfer talk breaking down. But is anyone surprised? A young player who is low rated on a Premier League team going to a lower league side? When in the fuck does that ever work? Oh goodness, this is probably the last set of training drills for this episode. And I'll tell you what, even though I would have loved to have gotten another left back in, I'm pretty keen on bringing in another centre back. And if there's anyone in my shortlist, I'll go for them, but if not, I might try to look for someone and go for them instead. It turns out I didn't have any centre-backs in my shortlist, so I went out and found 3 that I might like to sign, and honestly, the only one that I've got information on is Davinson Sanchez, and something tells me I might just go ahead and pick him up, because it'd be nice to get a mid to near high 80 rated centre-back in there. I've only got an 82 rated centre-back in Lascelles and an 82 or 81 rated centre-back in, oh my God, how have I forgotten? That's terrible, Lejeune as well. So to get a nice quality centre-back in there would be good. If the only one I've got info on is Sanchez, then I might as well go for him. Just one transfer into the club, I beg. And let's begin trading Mikel Merino, if possible, to help out in the deal. They would like to bring in a left back, all right? Are we? Yeah. Thing is, the only 2 left backs I've got are Manquillo and Dummett, and obviously Ethan Watson, and these 3 guys or 4 guys that I could train up. But no, I would like to have a slightly better backup than just Ethan Watson, 63 overall. I would like to have someone in the 70s, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pay with cash. I'm going to start things off with 40, a little over his value, but I know I'm going to have to pay probably a bit more than that. Ooh, 67 million is what he's... Sheesh, Poch. Come on, calm down. I'll let you keep your 5% sell-on clause, but let's make this... I offered 40, he offered that. 55? Sheesh, man. This boy is going to be expensive, isn't he? And again, not budging. Awesome. Fucking hell. I'm going to slowly chip away at Pochettino here until I can get some sort of a deal. But damn, this is getting expensive. That's a fair offer, he says. 60 million. I guess he is an 84 rated centre-back, only 22, 23 years of age. And he can definitely grow and get a lot higher than that. So, yeah, it's expensive, but I can definitely see him getting a lot higher rated than just 84. So maybe in the end, it'll work out well for both clubs. And because I'm not fucking trusting my assistant manager again, I'm negotiating this shit myself. He's currently on 125. I'm just going to offer exactly what he's on at the moment. No more, no less, no bonuses. That's my policy from now on, and whatever their agent throws at me, we work with from there. Again, another massive wage cut. It's hilarious how they always... You'd think that the agent would try to get them paid more, but no, they never do. I mean, bonuses and all that shit, yeah, sure, but I mean, come on. I am just going to go ahead, submit that, and hopefully we can just get it done. And indeed, we do get it done. Congratulations, Sanchez. Your agent is absolutely useless and he's giving you a 30 grand a week pay cut. Yeah, you've got bonuses, but I'm sure you had bonuses at Tottenham as well. Oh my goodness. But we've done it, lads. It's a goddamn miracle. We've made a signing in this episode. Tried to go for both Mendy's. My assistant manager and everything else was just fucking me around the whole episode. Ended up not getting a left back, but now I've gotten a pretty decent and high-rated centre-back. And it looks like Lejeune, by the way, just conveniently went up to an 82 in the time that I went and signed him. But that's still fine by me because he's so much younger than Lejeune here, Sanchez. Only 23 years of age. Look at the physical, looks terrific. I could even train him up and get a little better than that. But the slide tackle, the stand tackling, all the defending attributes are sensational. Good ball control, which is pretty important, and dribbling for a centre-back. And yeah, 6'2", nice bit of height about him. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with this signing for sure. And lads, just quietly, this team that I'm putting together is just, so Carrasco, I can't wait to play with him for the first time in the next episode. And then, of course, now Davinson Sanchez. And PSG, I think, or Paris, are coming in for a little over a $20 million offer for Mitrovic, who is by far my highest rated, or not by far, but my highest rated striker, and I'm probably not looking to let them go. But we've got plenty more transfer activity to do in the next episode. Our first game in the Premier League, in the next episode, obviously, will be away at Anfield against Liverpool. That's a pretty big game to start off our season. But yeah, the Premier League will be getting kicked off next time around, and we will be continuing to make transfers. But that will do it for this one. The first episode of Season 3 is done. We are underway with this one, and the Premier League will be getting kicked off in the next episode too. Until then, my name is the MasterBucks. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one. Bye-bye.